Good evening, all my friends. I'm here and substantially less tired than yesterday. Yesterday I was exhausted, and today I'm fine. So let's play some Monster Train and hopefully not lose as often as we did last night. Since I made a lot of bad mistakes. I mean, some of the decks where I was also just trying to push something that was questionable to begin with, but there was definitely some straight just bad plays. We have some beautiful jank upcoming. Well, I hope it pleases you, Fury. Alright, so where are we starting today? Basically, we still have a lot of Queen and Wildenton and Sentient. And that's the majority of it. Still gotta do one more with Fade. I think we're gonna start with Sentient and Hellhorn. Wildenton Remnant, probably. I was considering it. But we're gonna do Sentient Hellhorn. Actually, I'll leave that. I will do Wildenton. And I'll do Remnant. And we'll see what we can do. And hopefully, not lose this time. I don't particularly like Lady of the Reformed. Sharpen is whatever. It probably needs a buff. Fear's Greed is... solid. I don't know why I'm hemming and hawing. Endure Fall is very good. Okay. Interesting set of options. I think we're taking Combustible Wax. Especially since it makes the primitive molds much easier to use early game, kind of. It's harder to do repeated reforms for, scaling, but just for, getting past the first boss or two, having Wildenton and Co. die on a bottom floor, and then reform them on mid or top floor to finish the job, works out a lot better with the extra burnout. Also, if we really want to do burnout-focused things, it does make Lady of the Reformed apply burnout 4 every time she's hit. I think we're probably just not going to use her, but, it's a thing. Mostly, it's just very good for us. Shattered Halo is a little questionable in this clan combo. There are some good hits for sure. But also some problems. I think we're just doing Predator, even though the scaling of Thornlord is nice. And the stings would have helped us stop the invasion, but whatever, so be it. Sometimes we get invaded. Well, I kind of need to play her here, because she's the only one that will fit unless I get the, a Spear Steward. I did forget to have the Sharpen, so I'm pleased to at least have that to kill off some of the dudes. Not that taking the damage is the worst thing, especially since I have Fear's Greed, but still. Unfortunately, can't get that. I was hoping I'd get, the Drip Fall this turn. Also, I know that setting up this way runs counter to the whole maybe set up on bottom floor, die to the boss, and then reform on a higher floor strategy, but, here we are. I could Drip Fall Wildenton onto a lower floor, but it's not that helpful. Yeah. I don't know. And of course, I don't get any of my reform cards now that I actually have things that can be reformed. just feels extra dumb. Okay, yeah. Here are all of them. Luckily, doesn't matter. We have the kills. It just felt really stupid that we drew them all at the beginning. And then when we actually had capacity to utilize it, of course, it didn't drop then. I will take the Razor Sharp. Might take the Purifying Cleanse. Since if we end up wanting to use Paraffin Enforcer, it's a way to start using Paraffin Enforcer. Votivary is questionable. I mean, like, it serves some good purposes. It can block corruption on enemies. It can block corruption from enemies. Among other things. We can also give it, like, HP, yada yada yada. Like, it can do some good work for us. Also, obviously, works well with Harvest units. It's a little worse in a world where we have Combustible Wax, because we can't give it just the Burnout 1 upgrade to ensure it dies every turn. I'm just going to take the Purifying Cleanse. I don't know if we're actually going to use it well, but we'll have it. And we're going to go here, because I would very much just like units that I care about of some sort. Unfortunately, those are not the units I wanted to see. I mean, I'd much rather take Lady of the House here. So, I guess that's the thing we're doing. Fine, I'll Smidge Stone. And I'll leave that be. Probably should have looked for something else, but I don't know. This is something. I will play that out there and not the Stewards. No, why are you there, you fuck? Okay, well, we're at least able to kill there. Yeah, I did kind of neglect that it's the fight where they're the flagellants who do kind of just kill themselves if left to their own devices. But, hey, here we are. I do recognize that by putting these guys together, I am actually giving him a lot more healing, but fine. Yeah, I guess we'll do it like this and hope that we can just kill him on the next floor. Okay, unsurprisingly, that's enough. It's a little closer than I'd like, but that's okay. Everything's fine. There we go. How thrilling and wonderful is that? I could take a Wildwood Custodian. I don't think I'm going to. Might take the Steel Enhancer. I'll take it. I know I'm going to be disappointed in it. I'll take another Drift Ball. I mean, Merchants of Arms, we can definitely get some good stuff. Like, getting Inferno Room would not be unwelcome. Getting Bloodthirsty Blade would also be good. I think I still want to go here, though. Okay, don't hate those. Well, I can use the Paraffin Enforcer if I want. Or I can just put, like, Multi-Strike on Lady of the House. I feel bad doing Paraffin Enforcer all the time, but it is good. Like, there's a reason we use it. Yeah, fine. I guess I'll take Paraffin Enforcer. Like, multi-strike dualism turns out quite good. Interesting. Hmm. Do I want to do this? Kind of. Just noticed you have Trip Strip Fall. Yeah, we started with 2, and I drafted an additional 1. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I'm pretty confident I don't want Large Mystery Box. I don't really like taking the Jack in the Box, but I could take that and just shove in some things. That's not the worst thing I could do. I kind of want to bundle up like Dripfall, Purifying Cleanse, and maybe the Steel Enhancer together, or maybe a second Dripfall, and then try to put Intrinsic on it, and that way I can either like daze a boss, or I can give Burnout to like a Paraffin Enforcer. Or I could even use the Drip Falls to overstack a floor and not have to take any extra capacity, which does appeal to me. This is contingent upon it hitting Intrinsic. And it does mean that, like, and I haven't upgraded the Drip Falls or anything yet, so they wouldn't be as exciting as they could be. But nonetheless, let's do it. We'll see what we end up doing. And then it's Knockback Archeon, which is something. I don't have good sources of Burnout, sadly. So we're just gonna have to manage. Well, I don't hate seeing that. Alright, that's good enough. And we do take less damage because we kill a dude before he does anything, which is nice. Alright, this is going to be a little questionable, but we're going to do this. I don't solve most of my problems, but now we have a bigger buffer before Wildenton is hurt. And we have an additional unit on the floor, which, you know, does work pretty nicely in a world where we have Quick on the whole floor. Okay, and this is fine. And I'll take a little bit of damage on the Pyre, that's okay. We got plenty of Pyre HP. And with Fira's, it's all just extra gold anyways. Okay. I'm not going to bother with Driftfall. I am actually okay with him attacking there just so we can hit him back, since the Driftfall would have moved him off the floor. Unfortunately, this is a shame, because I do run out of Burnout since I didn't hit the Purifying Cleanse. Well, yeah, I just needed the Paraffin Enforcer for slightly longer and it would have gone great. But we didn't, and that is a problem. Oh, I forgot that you're small. Okay, yeah, this is definitely enough. Which is to say, I forgot that I had Smidge Stoned her, so I was thinking that I didn't have enough capacity for anything. But that's just blatantly untrue. So, here we are. Alright, not incredibly clean. The biggest problem was just we ran into burnout problems. So really hoping we were going to see Wax and Spike here, but I'll take the Rail Spike. Well, that is an interesting assortment of options. Animus of Will is not bad as a thing to be buffing with the Paraffin Enforcer. But we already have 2 attacks on the Paraffin Enforcer, so we don't really need Animus of Will. Which is to say, if I want more power, I can just dupe the Paraffin Enforcer, which I plan to do. I might want that Big Sludge too, though. And by that I mean, I'll take Big Sludge. It's a bit cumbersome for us, but overall, appreciated. So we're going here. We're looking for Intrinsic most of all. I guess I'm willing to do this. That is a whole lot not what I asked for. I mean, it's workable still, it's just not what I wanted. And then, do I want Thornlord? Maybe. I don't know if I want Thornlord or not. The problem is I have bad defense, and like Thornlord at least gets a little bit more HP over time. I could also potentially give Big Sludge more HP, though that's not the ideal. Obviously, we also do have the Dripfall, which I just remembered is the target we're going to use the holdover on. I don't know what I'm doing here. This seems unnecessary, but we're going to do that. It's a shame I can't afford the double stack, but we'll do this. Might be worth just minus costing it. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Alright, let's see what we can do. I have problems, but, you know, they're my problems, I guess. So, you go there with your buddy. Suppose I could have put her in front, but I didn't. Yeah, unfortunately, this happens. I could have played the Sharpen instead, which I thought about, which would kill him at least, but I don't know. We're going to take the Vengeful Shard damage. I know it's free to play, but I do want the extra gold. Okay, and we're now strong enough that we get the kill. That's something. Unfortunately, the Titan Skin does cut into our ability to kill him pretty heavily. Alright, I'm gonna accept the pyro damage so that I can get the collector because I'm a greedy person like that. I probably do need to not have Wildentan up front because he's gonna die pretty quick here, which is not ideal. Especially once we get Corrin. Probably should have played out both root seeds, because the extra draw is actually pretty helpful to me, since I do need to extend my burnout pretty badly. Okay, that's all we need for the kill. Is it clumsy? Most assuredly, but we get there. It's all fine. I'm taking the damage by design. Ta-da! Okay. Again, there's some undeniable clumsiness at play, but we got there. I mean, Restoring Retreat is pretty good. I will skip, though. And I'm going to skip on those as well. Okay. I'm pretty confident we're going here. I want the dupe. Merchant of Magic is some useful things for me. So, yeah. This is what we're doing. Holdover and Spell Chain I don't hate. Ooh. I know I should just take it. Alright, we're not gonna roll again. This is good enough. Because it does mitigate my problems a fair amount. We are making another Paraffin Enforcer. Oh, and I did put the Purifying Cleanse in the box, so I can't hold over Spell Chain that. Could do it on the Steel Enhancer. Don't love that, but it's maybe useful in a world where I haven't hit Stealth yet. I might just want to do this. And by that I mean, I do want to do that. Okay, so we want Intrinsic on that. We miss out on the minus cost aspect of it. That's fine. Okay, my setup is going to look notably different now. Okay, so I think you're going there, then you, and you. Oh, I do actually have more Ember than I thought I did. So you're there, there. Okay. So. You can have some burnout and have some stats, I guess. And you can have some burnout and then sadly not quite getting the kills. Yeah, Not quite there yet. Mostly because of the protector. Oh, it is Heaven Seal. I did already forget about that. We should be fine. One way or another. And of course we don't get... Oh, Oh, I know why that didn't work. There we go. Okay, I'm still killing the things that matter here. I do cut out a lot of my strength by doing that, but that's fine. I really want the Collector. And now I have the Drip Fall, which I was kind of expecting to have before. And you'll be able to fly next turn. Alright, let's not get too fancy then. Okay. So you can have some burnout. You can have some burnout. I know it's a little questionable because now I have a bunch more guys who need burnout to live. But on the other hand, they're all gaining rage now. And that is something I can get behind. Yeah, still not using the purify or the primitive molds like at all, but that's okay. Well, he's gonna die. He's gonna die real good, and thus we triumph. My deck is not perfect. It does have some problems still, but we're well on our way. I hate how much resin removal is sort of a snap pick in this game, but we're gonna take it. It is good. I don't particularly love cards being just like universally good. I much prefer when they are good for some decks versus others. And unfortunately, with just the way the Monster Train 2 works, resin removal is almost always applicable. Fight Club is not terrible for me. We're gonna make another Paraffin Enforcer because they're rather good. Although I do need better burnout application. Okay, we'll figure it out. I'd also be happy with Spell Sanctum, except for the part where it would be hard for me to play Spell Sanctum, unless I happen to get the Dante's Footstool. I have 6 Deployment Ember. So I could play out the later of the Reformed, the Enforcers, and the Big Sludge, no problem. Not that I really need Big Sludge now, but it's still nice. Okay, let's just start removing some things. Okay, there's a lot more that I'd like to remove. That's what we're starting with. It will be fine, I guess. We'll see what happens. Okay, so you go in front. You go there. That's there. And then Enforcer 1, 2, and 3 all come out. Suppose I could even remove the daze with the resin removal. Not going to, but I could. Or I could just daze Kale a whole bunch and enjoy that. Because the only damage I'm taking right now is from the corruption, which I can't really change there, since resin removal is not... It cannot be used preemptively. Okay, well, we're doing okay, though. Unfortunately, we're a lot weaker until we have burnout on our dudes. Which is to say, I have burnout on a couple dudes, but not most of them. And that is kind of my whole deal. I mean, like, Big Sludge is still stacking up, obviously, but it's not stacking up as much as he could. Okay, you are going to die. I could heal you. Or I can give Burnout to Wildenton. Yeah, that's fine. We don't get the kill this turn, but, like, it's close. Okay. Well, a little late for the resin removal, but fair enough. Anyways, I'll take the damage like a chump. And in exchange, I will murder Kale well and truly. Ta-da! Yeah, even with an imperfect deck, turns out, still pretty good. No, I don't want Hallowed Halls because I wouldn't get nearly as much benefit out of it. Both because it fucks with the rage from the Paraffin Enforcers, but also because I am overstacking the floor using the Drip Falls and the Flight, and so Hallowed Halls would not bring back as many units as I'm losing, basically. I would enjoy it in other ways, but at the moment, it's just not worth it. I will skip those. And I think we're gonna take draw. Probably this. I don't know. The removals appeal to me. And I'm pretty confident we're going to go for the dupe here, even though it would be really nice to go the Merchant of Steel to try to make Big Sludge better. But, so be it. Okay, so we're going to take Strangler now. I guess I'll do this. None of these are like really exactly what I want. It's gonna look weird, but I'm gonna do this just so that it's free and I get it early. I don't know. Not like excited about these things. I was definitely hoping for a variety of things I did not get, and we're just gonna have to live with that now. I mean, again, like, we mostly have everything we need. Also, fuck this guy. Goddamn piece of shit. Okay, I guess we're setting up mid-floor then. 100% not the ordering that was supposed to be in. Because we want Lady of the Reformed up front. Okay, so Wildenton is taking care of this floor no matter what. That is a thing that is happening. As for that floor, oh, go fuck yourself. I forgot that there's the Herald here. I mean, that's fine. I can still make this work. It just gets increasingly clumsy. Oh, you are going to die like this. Okay, I'm not happy. There's no reason not to use this. It makes them cost 0. Or more specifically, it's usable for free. Doesn't cost me anything to use. Definitely should have done that differently. That's fine. I should have dazed one of these guys down here, and then I didn't for whatever reason. Okay, so. Yeah, I don't care that it makes them stronger. They're not actually going to get to attack ever. So, I don't have as much burnout as I would like, but we're gonna live with that. And that's just what we're gonna do. I mean, I guess, I don't know, I'm making a clusterfuck of events is what's happening here. Okay, I'm worried about running out of burnout, so we're going to do some save me from burnout focused things. Okay, we're gonna do that. Which there may be better ways to do what I'm doing, but fine. Who cares? Whatever. If she's gonna die, it is what it is. I probably should have played her on a higher floor. I got greedy. Things happened. We live and we move on. Fuck this guy, by the way. He does cut into my power quite a bit, but on the other hand, I don't see what I'm gonna do about him. I think we just take it like a chump. Alright. Unfortunately, we do miss out on a fair bit of the rage gain because our dudes are silenced while attacking. Or at least for most of them. But, fine. Okay, well, I can bring back the Lady of the House and have her join the squad. That's something. What I really want is better burn extension I mean, in general, what I really, really wanted was a Waxing Spike. That's what I wanted. Has it been granted to me? No, not in the slightest. Sadly. I wish I had this next turn, but I guess I can do this. Oops. Because I can get rid of all the spikes. They do get some spikes back, which somewhat defeats the purpose, but mostly is okay. Yeah, unsurprisingly, we are well set here. Okay, well, that wasn't so bad. I don't need these because they are not helpful. Well, I maybe could take another resin removal. I'm not going to take another resin removal, though. And I don't need the others. Interesting way to kill the collector. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I meant to comment on it, and I totally didn't. But that's fine. I think we're going here. I'm still sad that I didn't get the Waxing Spike. This is 100% a deck that would have benefited from Waxing Spike. And alas, we didn't get it, which is okay. Yeah, we're going here. I don't have a great answer for keeping my dudes alive with the Titans. Yeah, there's Dante's Footstool, but I never ended up getting a room, so moot point. Would have been nice, though. I don't have Extinguish triggers, so that doesn't matter. Capricious Reflection is bad. Not helpful, not helpful, not helpful. Okay. Well. I guess. I've got the gold to use it, so I may as well. Okay, I can at least hold over the resin removal, or I could hold over the steel enhancer. I think we're doing this, though. Wait, I don't understand why the collector died. He was just dazed. Most enemies don't die of just dazed. No enemy dies of just dazed. What happened is that the collector was dazed when the boss ascended, and collectors are the one enemy that never ascends naturally. You can force enemies to not ascend by rooting them, but collectors naturally are effectively rooted. And so the boss ascended, collector didn't ascend, and therefore was killed when the room was collapsed. So that's what happened. It is a not well-known way that you can kill collectors. It doesn't come up often, but you can do it. Okay, well, we're just going to remove some stuff from the deck. I basically don't need the primitive molds. I'm a little loath to get rid of all of them, but I basically don't need them. So they might be helpful, given that I just noted how bad I'm going to be at actually keeping my dudes alive. Duping this will help, but we'll see. Okay, we'll just get rid of our root seeds. Could get rid of the steel enhancer. Steel enhancer sort of helps, since it does increase my max HP a little bit. But we'll see what we can do. I did forget that I don't actually have enough Deployment Ember to play her, but mostly I don't think that matters to me. Okay, so we do want one of you in front of Wildenton, kind of. Doesn't matter a ton, I guess, but fine. So you're going there, and then we're gonna really struggle to have enough Ember for everything. Though I did minus cost a lot of stuff. So, box number 1 is going to move you. And then you're getting burnout. You're getting burnout. You're getting burnout. You're getting burnout. And I take 1 damage, which is fine. I've got tons of HP. Okay, you come down. Already forgot that that is Spell Chain on it. And so you can get burnout now. Yes, thank you, Awoken Rail Spike. Make my life a little easier with my many Dritfalls who were not minus cost. Yes, build my power. Again, it's a bit of a shame that we didn't actually get to build into Big Sludge to any meaningful degree, but it is what it is. Okay, let's get rid of the reanimate, I guess. So you burnout, 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 burnout. Yeah, everyone is burnout now. So we'll just heal you and I guess extend your burnout because you're the only one who is lower than the others. And then we just do a whole lot of Dritfalls. Well, we're not going to let him escape, so that's that. Unfortunately, during the Titan fight, I can't daze Entropy. So this is going to work a lot less well. Sadly, don't have another Dritfall, so couldn't bring it back down to my floor that turn. But that's okay. I suppose I could have killed him last turn by just moving the Paraffin Enforcers. 100% wasn't paying attention to what his health was. Just was paying attention to the fact that he wasn't on the floor that I needed him to be at. So, that's on me, but hey. And no, I don't need to be playing out these cards. But it feels wrong not to play them. And there we go. Okay, now the question is really just, can we stabilize in the Titan fight or not? I think we'll be okay. Might get messy at some point. I don't know. Big Boy got real angry. I wasn't paying attention to how strong Big Sludge got, but no surprise. The waves in Dominion Seraph's fight are fairly wide, plus there's reanimate, 500 attack, yeah. So there's a lot for him to harvest, plus we also have him being buffed by the Paraffin Enforcers. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna leave Wildenton in front this time. Well, not in front, but you get the point. Okay, all attack buffs go onto Wildenton. And then we commence the action. So, you need one. You need one. You need one. You need one. I guess we'll do it like that. Unfortunately, she's gonna die unless I heal her. Which is annoying. Oh, wrong order. Whoops. Yeah, so we want to give ourselves the sap first, because that makes sense. Okay, well, she survives just barely right now, which is going to be the tail of the fight, basically. Yeah, that's not enough for you to survive no matter what. So I guess we do that and then cry that I've lost my frontliner. I can start blocking the Paraffin Enforcers if I really need to. I would prefer to avoid that, though, for obvious reasons. And I guess we just do these on Savagery, because there's no one better to do them on. Yeah, really wish that I could daze Entropy. I think it's lame that there's this weird exclusion that he just can't be dazed for whatever chosen reason. We targeted him just because everyone's at full, I believe, and he had less rage than everyone else. So, okay. Don't love drawing the Curse of Entropy. Do like drawing that and giving you slightly higher HP. Yeah. I could start dazing you now, but I think I do still just want the Pyrolite. I mean, the fight is basically over, despite some clumsiness here or there. Like, I have them killed, and I just need to stall and wait for what am I trying to say? For Dominion to die. That's all I'm waiting on. Okay, I guess we'll just do this. At this point, it's not even a huge deal if Wildenton dies. I'd prefer he not, just from a general standpoint, but it doesn't actually matter. Well, everyone gets sapped. That doesn't really mean anything. Well, Wilden's just barely hanging on. And that's all we need to get the kill, so we'll just go ahead and daze you. Even though it would have been sort of cute to have moved them onto bottom floor. Because we had enough unit slots for it, and we could have driftfalled, yada yada yada. Anyways, we got there. It had a few issues near the end, but mostly it was pretty solid. Turns out Paraffin Enforcer is a great unit. Like, undeniably so. Alright, 155. How exciting. All right. Okay. I am gonna grab some fresh water real quick. I'll be right back. Then we'll play a game. Alright, I'm back now. Let's pick a clan combo. What are we gonna play? Probably like Queen Umbra. Maybe. Yeah, so we're down to the last Rector with one more Fade to do. And then Awoken, we've got one more with each champion. And then, yeah, two more with Queen. Alright, let's do one of the Queen ones. I guess let's do Queen and Umbra. I'm going to leave Queen Remnant as the last one, so it doesn't matter too much which one I do here now. We'll take the Plink, I guess. Sure, sounds great. How wonderful. Well, we haven't seen Malakas in a while. I don't love it. It's not the worst, though. But that's saying something. The rest of this is not too great. Morsel Master is sort of kind of okay, only because it's a 1 capacity unit, but mostly this is pretty underwhelming since I didn't take the Shade Splitters. It's still going to be okay for us since we have Plinks. I'll definitely take Jackstrips here. And we are up against Savagery. Okay. So I think we're taking Imperialist, though it is harder to utilize Imperialist well when we have Malakas Pyre. Because even if we draft the Imps that we want, they will have 1 slot filled with a random upgrade. Maybe it hits Dualism or Endless. Very likely it doesn't, and it ends up being something we don't want. Regardless, we'll take Imperialist. That's fine. HP on them is also sort of okay, but we'll see what we end up getting offered. We might not even get offered the Imps anyways. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. Don't hate that as a start. I did forget that they have Titan Skin, so my Imps are never going to do damage, so I should never be playing them in this fight, that is. Later on, obviously, that's different. Okay, I guess we do it like this. I'm a little annoyed that I have the Imp sitting there blocking us from playing out a Spear Steward, but whatever, fine. Well, they're the same kind of morsels, so here we are. Okay, overall, pretty good shape. Unfortunately, that did not hit the target we wished for. Yeah, I'll just leave the Imp, I guess. Right. Keep forgetting that I have 2 capacity here, because the Morsel Master is only 1 capacity. Like, I've been using that all fight, but then I was planning ahead, like, what I was going to do on this turn, and I was surprised to realize that I do, in fact, actually have the ability to play out the Spear Steward when I draw it. Didn't matter. We had the kill before then, since we had been lucky with the Morsels. But still. It's probably worth taking Hidden Passage. It's a generally useful card. And also, it helps give us an option in case Queen doesn't pan out too well, since we can use it to like overstack floors. We can also maybe use it later on to pull Amalgams off of bottom floor before they have a chance to hit my Pyre. Among other things, you can also use it just to like break up enemy waves, which can be nice. But, I don't know. Here we are. Yeah, I guess I'll take that. I don't want these. Yeah, pretty sure I don't want Remove Consume Pack Morsels. It's kind of nice right now, though. Like, specifically right at this moment. fine. I'll take it. I'm not happy about it, but I don't know how bad the next couple fights are going to be. Why do you have dualism? Oops. I didn't actually mean to click on him, but that's fine. I mean, I like that he has Incant Armor. Unfortunately, the Incant Armor is only of some value to us, since I don't actually have a lot of spells to cast. That might change later on, but we don't know for sure that that's going to be the case. Anyways, here we are. Would have preferred to have taken the Horned Warrior with that, but it wasn't an option, now was it? Well, I was really hoping you would cooperate, and then you did not. Okay. Well, we'll do that and sacrifice you. And then just keep bulking up. It would be nice to be feeding some morsels to the Branded Warrior, but hey. Oh, and I do have extra Ember this turn. This might be my only chance to move the Branded Warrior, but we're not going to move the Branded Warrior. Oh, I'm sorry. I still haven't drawn the packed morsels this whole time. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it like this, I guess. See what happens. Yeah, not incredibly helpful. I do still most of the way kill him, but fine. Yeah, definitely wrong ordering. Doesn't matter in the slightest. And there we go! Okay. Well. I don't really need that holdover vent. Holdover Ritual of Battle, I don't hate, though. And I will take it since I haven't seen other things yet. I don't want Consume Perils. Well, we got a number of issues to solve. Mostly, I'm utterly lacking in defense, and that concerns me. Merchant of Magic is not bad. I don't really care about the healing here. Obviously, it's nice to have. It's not something I hugely care about, though. Merchant of Arms is a maybe. We can get Steward's Quarters, which I'd like. We can get Zone of Silence, which is nice. We can get Inferno Room. We can also get some equipment that might be useful. I don't know, fine. I'll go here, I guess. Well, I guess we're just gonna get rid of some things. Because, I don't know. Don't care. Do I want an Inferno Room? Kind of. I guess I wanted enough to take it. Also, I probably should have taken the Stoic Plate Mail, just because the extra HP at this point is legitimately not bad. And the Swift Steel Dagger is sort of nice. Yeah, I'll take that, and in some combination I'll use these. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet, but this is fine, I suppose. But I did whiff on the Fledgling Imp, which means we can't use that as our game plan. We do have the Ritual Battle, which is going to help. There's not really any benefit to having Queen up here. Whatever. I just need a spell or something to protect here. Okay. Just hoping for something better than just the Rebel morsels, but they're what we got, so they're what we got. Okay, our dude doesn't quite die, though he is close to it. Definitely gonna give you the HP morsels. Yeah, I'll sacrifice him too. That's fine. Yeah. Who cares that you hurt my pyre a little bit? My concern is tremendously low. Unfortunately, again, I'm very bad at utilizing his Incant Armor, which is a shame. Okay. That is good, even if it means I'm not using the Ritual Battle, which is a bit of a shame. But, like, the Lifesteal does help, especially because I did give him a bunch of extra HP. Yeah, pretty sure we want the damage shields. Unfortunately, can't fit the other morsels anywhere, so we're just gonna have to suck it up. There's not really any downside to this now. Technically, I have a couple morsels that need to get played, but I don't know if I'm gonna draw them, and this way Queen is contributing. Well, speaking of. But I think this is overall better. It is a shame that he sort of shreds our armor, but luckily, doesn't matter. We're not incredibly strong, but we're strong enough. Spell Chain Furnace Tap. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. But I will take the Kindle, I guess. I don't know. Sure. Take the Horned Warrior. Holy Stone Kindle seems hilarious. It is. Especially because there is always the possibility that you can then do Spell Chain as well. and so you just heal a ridiculous amount of HP, even with just like a moderate amount of Ember generation. Like, even if you're only generating 3 per turn, you're still healing for 9. Which is pretty cute. I don't know what I want. I don't think I need to take capacity, because I think we're getting capacity via Hidden Passage. We are, unfortunately, mostly probably just going to be ditching Queen. And that's fine, I guess. I do need better defense, but that's not something that's solved by this. Extra Ember is nice. I do really want the extra draw, though. But we'll start with the Ember for now, I guess. Especially since I have the holdover Ritual Battle. This does make my life a lot easier. There are several artifacts I'd be happy with, especially like Railhammer. Railhammer would make me a lot better. God, there's not another dupe until here. I do want to go here to upgrade the Horned Warrior that I just picked up, but I think we're going to go here. I was considering taking Commemorative Spike if it showed up. Sure, I guess we'll take Imperialist too. They don't really matter either way. The thing with Commemorative Spike is it likely doesn't matter. But, I mean, it's okay. It's way better in Monster Train 2 than it is in Monster Train 1. And if I do get, like, Shroud Spike, and then get Intrinsic, that would be very good, but the chance of that happening is not actually that high, and I think it's better for us to just reroll. Yeah, okay. 100% better. We're going to take Railhammer. Other things are good too, but this is the one we're taking. Nope, we'll keep the Jackstrips. Honestly, kind of already forgot that I have the Jackstrips, but I'm pretty happy to have it. Okay, so we're going to Inferno Room there. Oh, I'm sorry, we're actually not going to set up there. We're going to put you there. Inferno Room there. Doesn't really matter where we put you, that's not our great concern. Okay. Miss what Railhammer does. It increases... Whenever we gain armor, it's +4. And so that makes it so our Incanta armor is now 6 armor instead of 2. It's my only source of armor currently, but it's enough to be rather helpful for my needs. Since my big current problem is defense, above all else. Okay, we're just going to play these here to build up a little bit of armor. I don't have to worry about these guys since they are just going to die to Jackstrips. Okay. I would very much like to get the Switchsteel Dagger. Whatever. He's going to get a bunch of power from the Harvest, so be it. Fine. And unfortunately, we don't actually get any kills with the Branded Warrior yet. But now we do. Oh, Malika gave you Incant Armor. I was wondering how. Yes, we got it off of Malika's Pyre, for sure. Okay, we'll just gain some HP and do that. Okay, now that the Branded Warrior actually kills things, we are a lot better at our job. 100% we're taking the damage shield one. We'll still give these morsels to Queen because why not? I don't know. Also, I should be doing the random plinks on this floor so I can get the extra ember. Or not the extra ember, the extra armor, excuse me. But regardless, we're fine. Yeah, we are still taking a fair bit of damage on our dude, but that's mostly because Corrin hits for a good chunk of damage. Either way, it ends up just fine. Yeah, I'll take the branding right. We are not taking Cannibalize, though I do need to master it at some point. These are awful upgrades. Well, so be it. Okay, we're going here. I wasn't going to, but I will do this. It's just a solid situation for me. We are going to skip on those, I think. So there is a Merchant of Magic coming up. I currently have, what, 6 Deployment Ember? 2 of that goes to the room. And I really don't tremendously need to care about you. And 2 of it is now going to the merged equipment. I'm just mostly debating whether I want to take him in hopes of using the hidden passage to ascend a 3rd thing to my floor. And I do think I want to take him just because the extra HP is useful. And we'll figure other things out. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully we get Intrinsic, even though the Intrinsic is going to piss me off that we already have this minus cost, so the minus cost part of the Intrinsic will go to waste. Oh well. That's fine. Yeah, I guess we're doing it like this. I'm a little worried about not having the Horned Warrior. But, fine. Like, Inferno Room does tremendously cut down on any problems that we might have in life. And I do recognize that with the Inferno Room, I am getting a lot lower value out of the Bloodthirsty Blade. So be it. I'm not gonna worry about that too hard right here and now. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong order. There's no reason to do this in any other order, so bear with me. We do the Kindle first, and we just gain the 4 HP, and then play out all our junk, because why not play out our junk? Oh boy, it's Quoto. Yes, good job, Plink. Knocking out 2 Titan Skin. Truly doing the Lord's work. Okay, Quoto goes down real easily. Again, Bloodthirsty Blade not actually picking up much power, but that's fine. The Battering Ram, kind of cute. If it were minus cost, I would consider it, but it's not. I will take a Branding Right. If that Perils earlier had been Holdover instead of Consume, I would have considered taking all of the Ember Drain cards that have been offered. But alas, that was not the world we lived in. Yeah, we're gonna go here. Okay, Intrinsic is gonna go in the Hidden Passage, even though it pisses me off a little bit. Admittedly, I should probably look at this first. I will take the Bone Dog's Pendant. Sorry, Bone Dog. That's just how life is. Minus cost is going to go on the Ritual Battle, because 3 Ember is manageable, but cumbersome. I might do this just for the sake of it, but I think no. Okay, well, guess you're getting double stacked as well. Could also give you the remove consume, but I don't think I care about that. I think we're just going to start getting rid of some things. I don't totally want to get rid of all the Plinks yet, because I do still want them for the Encamped Armor. But, you know, here we are. So, that goes there. There and there, and you get your blade. We let the Jack-in-the-Box die because we're a greedy person. And then, unfortunately, we don't get the one thing we do want on this turn, which is the Horned Warrior. Because without the Horned Warrior, can't move something up. Oh, I did forget that. I was going to move Queen onto this floor. That was the plan. And I did kind of space on that. Which is to say, I could have played Queen on bottom floor during deployment and then used the Hidden Passage to move her up. I didn't. We need to play this on this floor because it actually benefits us to do so. Alright, well, at least we're stacking up armor on the backliner. That's something. It's not nearly as much armor as I would like, but it's not the worst. I mean, again, Railhammer makes it dramatically better for us. Okay, well, again, Inferno Room doing some real strong work for us. Gotta say. Okay, I will take the roundabout method of doing that to give a morsel to my dude, because that's what I've got right now. And then Inferno Room wipes out all of the morsels before Kale can eat them. And then we just beat him to death We have plenty of HP to spare, especially because, again, we've been stacking armor on our backline this whole time, who doesn't get touched. Okay, well, we'll take the Ally of the Ancients. And we're going to take Ember. Would be really nice to take draw. Oh well, we didn't. We're going here. Could do that, but do I care? Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I probably do care now that I say that aloud. Yeah, Titanite was the other thing that I would have wanted. Quick is decent there, and we're duping Branded Warrior with multi-strike and enhanced armor. I don't know, Imperialist 3, we're not really using her at all, unfortunately, but so be it. Okay, well, overall, we are in a much stronger spot. Unfortunately, I am going to take the amalgam damage to a degree, and there's not a ton I can do about that. Like, I could try setting up on bottom floor, but I'm definitely not really set up to be a bottom floor type person. Okay, and now because you got Smidge Stoned, I can fit that there. You go there. I guess we put that on the backliner. Honestly, wasn't paying attention to this. Yeah, you have 6 spikes, which is a problem. Luckily, I have armor for that. Okay, well, luckily we don't die there. I am going to take the amalgam damage whenever they show up, which is going to be definitely sad. I did forget that the morsels have attack from the Historian's Razor and therefore are dying to the spikes, which is sad. And we're not killing you, which is actually a concern. Part of the issue being that I do need to be getting kills to get the ball rolling. And we are not getting kills. Well, that or I need to draw the ritual battle, which again is part of why we have the ritual battle. Okay, at least there's this. Yeah, this is going about what I expected, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, this is the problem. Yeah, I maybe need to be setting up on a higher floor. Yeah, because like this, I'm just gonna die to the amalgams. Yeah, because you're gonna kill me if nothing else. The problem is just I need to be getting kills with my dudes. Okay, well, you're gonna body block a bit. You're going to go there. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. So same as before, we need to armor some things up. Also, could armor Queen, which we might want to do. But I think mostly we want to do the armoring here. Yeah, and then I have no right to play out the morsel. I will let the morsel die, I guess. Okay, so we are getting the kill here, which is a hefty improvement. Oops. It's fine. It's 1 damage. I meant to play out the Vengeful Shard. I didn't. It's okay. Okay. And as long as the Branded Warrior is getting the kill, that's what we need. Because we need to be generating rage. I'm gonna give Queen some armor. Just because I'm worried about her dying and thus taking the amalgam damage. I don't think that's gonna happen. Also, wrong floor, but that's fine, I guess. Meant to play that on top floor so I could get the armor. Oh well. Alright, well, time to take some damage, sadly. God damn, he survived at 5 HP. Always feels bad when it's that close. I kind of wanted to move one of the amalgams up so we would have dodged their damage, but it's rather important that we not desync the amalgams. Okay, so you're already getting enough for the kill. Well, time to take more damage, I guess. It's not great, if that wasn't clear, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's actually worse that I make her survive. I think we'll still be okay, though. I think you should have moved Shard to the top floor. I'll be honest, I forgot that was an option. I was mostly not doing it earlier because her being on middle floor stopped the amalgams from damaging. I did mean to do it later when I had the what's its face, the Morsel Maker, Morsel Master. And then I didn't do that, and yeah. I mean, I would like to dupe again. We're going to go to the Merchant of Steel, though, because I want to heal, among other things. Don't think we're taking the Inferno. Just because I don't have the Ember to play it and Ritual Battle on most turns. So, we're going to not. Alright, for sheer unbidden greed, we're going to take another Kindle. Specifically, the ×2 Kindle. I don't totally need to heal. Kind of. I do have Bone Dog's Pendant. It's just that I expect to take a lot of damage during the Savagery fight. So I think we are still going to go here, even though I don't get a ton of benefit from going to this side. That helps. Yeah. Sure. Why not? Enjoy. Why not? I have the gold for it, don't have the gold for anything else. Here we are. Alright, we are going to take a lot of damage. Don't really have a good answer to the melee weakness either, so that's going to be a thing. We'll see what we can do. I do suspect that I'm going to have problems to some degree. But here we are. Already forgot that I had Versatile Ember Staff. Okay, well. At least the Inferno Room takes out the sweep enemies, which is the big problem. There's like one wave later on where that's not going to be the case, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, well, we are strong enough to kill you, at least. Unfortunately, because of their low HP, there's a limit to how much I can actually use the Branding Rights on them. Yeah, this is a mess of a fight for me. Yeah, not a great time to get that Kindle, but so be it. I can almost get you down to a killable state. Yeah, the problem is that I'm often not getting the kill with the Branded Warrior, if anything. And that leads to despair. Actually, let's do this slightly differently. Actually, I don't need to. For some reason, I thought there was another wave of a Protector and one of the Chosen Assassins, and so I wanted to kill this one while I had more Ember, so then the Inferno Rune would kill the Assassin. Not actually important. Yeah, you're dead either way, but I actually take less damage on the Pyre this way. Still taking a lot, and I'm pretty sure that this plan doesn't work. Like, I don't know if I can win this fight in general. I just don't have enough power to do this. Like, I'm just not bulking up fast enough. Okay, let's try it slightly differently. I could also forego the quick and put this on the Horned Warrior, use that to soften enemies up, and then try to get the kills with the Branded Warriors. Which I had considered doing earlier, and I think maybe is the important thing to do. I don't know if there's a good way to save the Branded Warrior, is the thing. Maybe we need the one quick warrior in front of the equipped one, so the quick one softens them up for the other quick one. Yeah, I can see what you mean. The other benefit of doing this, though, is on the Horned Warrior, is that since he has more attacks, he gets a better use out of the higher attack. But yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, you're so close to surviving, but you don't quite. I thought about maybe playing the Morsel Master at the beginning for this reason, to see if we could maybe do something slightly different. Theoretically, it's an almost perfect start with the Ritual and starting hand, but Savage is rough for this clan combo. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's rough for this clan combo. It's rough for what specifically I'm doing. Like, Umbra in particular has a lot of good answers for Savagery, in that the damage shields are very good into like the melee weakness and into the sweepers to a certain degree, since they're damage agnostic. But yeah. If I had drawn the ritual or the branding right earlier, that would be nice, because then I could have saved the front branding warrior. And that would be helpful. But yeah, again, currently the Branded Warriors do, like, no damage. And that is a shame. Because, yeah, once again, we are in a position where we're just not killing anything. Yeah, we do have problems. If I can start getting some rage, like the Resonant Shard does make it better. We'll try one more time and do something different. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. Again, losing the Branded Warrior at the beginning is a big problem. There are sort of things I can do differently. Like, I can do this. Well... I don't know how feasible this whole situation is, but hey. Kind of want to save that for later when I have other dudes, but here we are. Galson Toffler, you are correct. That is the thing I should be doing, and I didn't. Yeah, may as well redo turn. It does sort of matter. But yeah, no, I 100% was thinking of other things. If I'm willing to sack the Morsel Master, I could play him here. I think I am, I guess. So we play this. And yeah, you're getting stronger, which is actually a concern. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Not sure if it gives us a breakpoint that allows the warrior to survive. Probably not. It probably does with the branding right. Yeah, like it's a lot of damage, but does survive. Okay. Alright, we'll do that, I guess. I don't know. Part of the problem with being on top 4 of those, we are going to take a bunch of damage from the amalgams. We have offset that damage a little bit so far, but there's a lot coming in still. And we don't quite kill you, which feels real bad. Actually... There we go. Oh, and I do need to kill you. Yeah, whatever, fine. Well, I tried to keep you alive, but that's just not happening. And now I get the hidden passage, unfortunately. And I can't use the branding right on this guy. Well, we've tried, but we do have problems. Well, nonetheless. Can at least generate some armor. And then we take so much amalgam damage because rudely they have a wave at the end that still has amalgams in it. Don't love that, but it is what it is. On the one hand, I do want to kill you, and I kind of need... Well, you have the other Mind Collapse next turn. It's too much, sadly. Not quite. Kind of. Sadly, I don't have a fourth morsel here. Okay. God, you're so close to being able to kill him in a single blow, but you don't quite. That's fine. Alright, and then we take damage, but we are alive thanks to Bone Dog. which unfortunately leaves us in a real awkward position for the Titan fight. But we might be able to survive. Ta-da! Bone Dog saves the day. Yep. There's like one perfect way that we'll have a very clean time versus the Titans, or at least cleaner than we would otherwise. But we'll see what happens. I really wish I had gotten Permafrost. But I didn't. Okay, we're still doing that. It does mean we're going to take some damage at the beginning. Yada, yada, yada. We know. That goes there, there, there. I often find the Titan fight to be less difficult compared to Seraph. Yes, because it is. Because it's a bad fight. There's a lot of complaints I have about it. But yes, it's usually easier and just kind of boring and slow. Technically, I should have them in front of Queen, but I don't. Or I could have them in front of the Jack in the Box. Honestly, I really like the idea and concept of it, but the execution is lacking. Yeah, I think it's cool to have like 3 different bosses all together, and them all doing different things that accentuate, or no, not accentuate, but exemplify the different like types of enemies in the game. And I respect that they're trying to do something different with the fight. It's very different from the final fight of Monster Train 1, for instance. And so, like, I respect all that, but I don't think it's a particularly good fight. Do we have the Jack in the Box in the back to extend our tanking on the top floor? Yes, sort of. I wanted it in front for that reason. I think that's probably enough, kind of. Maybe. And I'm debating... So we're going to try not playing the Kindle at the beginning. The problem is that what we really desperately want is to have both Kindles together. Although I don't think I can, just because you do 3 damage a turn. So never mind, that might not be applicable regardless. Yeah, I do think I have to do a turn 1 or something. Or just like set up on bottom floor with these guys, which might also be helpful. I don't know. Yeah, I really needed you at a different time, Kindle. Unfortunately, the sap does actually affect me a pretty hefty amount. Yeah, but the problem is I am going to die on this coming turn unless I play out the Kindle. And that's not gonna work for me. Alright, well, that's not an option. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Alright, well, Queen, you're going here then. I will not play the Inferno Room. Oh, I did mean to have you in front. Yeah, God, if I could just have gotten both Kindles at the same time, like, I would be in fabulous shape. And then you just gonna murder everything like a jerk. Well, yep. Unsurprisingly, that's not gonna work any better. See, I need to do a better job of defending things, but without the Inferno Room, we really have problems on certain floors. I mean, I could have these guys on bottom floor. The problem is that then I don't have as many guys on bottom floor because I can't use the hidden passage to ascend a guy to help out. The big problem is just that I'm not getting the Kindles at the same time. I don't know, man. I don't know. Unhelpful. Yeah, I don't know. And like, obviously, I could just play out the Kindle. I've been trying to avoid it though because it does cause me problems. Yeah, but I think I'm just kind of fucked no matter what. Specifically, playing out the Kindle, like, obviously it gains me health, and that helps. I don't think it's enough. Also, drawing the Scourges is truly the worst thing in this world. Again, if I take the damage from them, then it puts me in range that I'm just going to die next turn. And there's no hope that I draw when I need to. If I had 1 more HP, I could withstand a little longer. And that would be something. With the power of massive hindsight, would the other queen have been the solution, having access to armor imps? I was never offered that. I believe at the first ring I was offered Rally or Imperialist. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it was the case. Second ring, or second upgrade was definitely Rally. And even if I had wanted the armor imps at that point, you only get the armor imps on rank 3, so I couldn't have cross-pathed into it, even if it had shown up later. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll try. It's just I don't know why I'm fiddling with this still. There's no way we're surviving this. Like, unless I do something shenanigans and I try playing out less units, trying to force a different draw order, which I'm kind of curious to do just for the sake of trying. But I don't think it's going to help. I don't get it. We start with Capricious Reflection. We should be strong. How dare you? Oh, man. Not helpful. Oh, okay. Elsa, how you doing, Tom? And yes, I probably should have ascended the Jack-in-the-Box, but I didn't. Big brain play, send the dude now to prevent 5 pyro damage. I had considered that earlier, and honestly, I should be considering it as an option. Yeah, the problem is I just need to draw them in the right turn together. But they are not close together. Alright, we'll just let it die. There might be a way to, like, manipulate it so I draw them at the right time, but... And also, I recognize that I never actually tried it, playing out the Kindle for... whatever. But it wouldn't have been enough HP. Like, we needed to get both Kindles at the same time. Because then I could have actually healed quite a bit. Because I had 5 Ember per turn, and so playing out the first Kindle gets me to 10. Second one gets me to 20, and so then the third one would heal for 20. And that would be on the edge of being enough health to survive. Like, my deck was still not particularly strong or fast at the kills, but, you know, might work at that point. Oh, that miserable golden crown. Anyways, we knew that deck was a pile of misery for a while. The biggest problem was I just didn't have fast enough damage scaling. And I really struggled with that. Okay. Well, I guess let's do Sentient and Remnant, just to do slightly different clans. Again, my choices are getting pretty sparse here. But yeah, I guess we'll do Sentient, Remnant. I'm getting a little bit annoyed at playing the same couple clans repeatedly, but that's what I get for having left those to the end. And they're still fun clans, it's just that I also like the variety of playing, you know, Banished and Pyreborn and all the other clans that I can't play right now. We were squishy and lack damage and only just scraped by fixing the squishiness, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Bogworm's growth is not unwelcome. I'm probably taking Pyrestone Housing here. Good effort, though. Fair enough. We take Cultivating. Although, I can see maybe Explosive being useful. It really would only have been useful if I end up getting, like, Glimmers. But we'll see what happens. Either way, we took Cultivating here. That's fine. Yeah, we'll put that there. Already kind of forgot that I have Molten Encasement. Also, admittedly, Cultivating not bad with Primitive Molds, kind of. Since you can sort of use them to, like, bring her back at full health as a full heal. I really like that with Dualism and Propagate. There's some actually playable spike strategies. I mean, there were ways to make spikes useful in Monster Train 1, but yes. I agree that they're definitely, for the most part, more viable now. And I do enjoy that, for sure. I think what I would like to see is probably have some of the later game enemies rebalance health-wise. That's definitely not the one I was hoping to get back. And for some reason I thought I had more Ember, so I could get back a unit and then also play at the Molten Encasement. But anyways, what I would kind of like to see is have, like, the 500 HP guys drop down in HP a little bit and or spread across, like, 2 units. So it is more doable to kill things with, like, spikes or just generally revenge strategies. Because it's hard to kill something with spikes as your major game plan when they have 500 HP. And you have to fight them when playing into Seraph, or into Savagery Seraph, and there's a good chance that you're going to see them in Ring 7 as well, since they're one of the 2 Ring 7 fights. Yeah, anyways. I think they are maybe a bit much for certain strategies to consistently deal with. I think that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, the 500 HP times X-Waves aren't really that interesting. Multi-Strike is still too good and often necessary. Multi-Strike is less necessary and sort of less good than Monster Train 1. Still good, though. And there are plenty of ways to deal with the, like, 500 HP heavies and all that. So I don't think they're, like, totally inherently a problem and, like, break the game. But I don't think they're particularly interesting, and I do think they're a bit limiting in what they do. There's also, like, nothing interesting to build around with them. Like, if they had, like, half as much HP and they had, like, Damage Shield 1 or 2, that would at least be something that encourages you to have more hits or to spread your attacks out across more units. Or like spread out your main damage across multiple units rather than having, you know, one strong frontliner, or to be using more like damage pings, things like that, while still being a fairly tanky unit. It would be annoying in some ways, but that I think is a more interesting design maybe than just a unit that is a massive block of stats. Or at least not have as many of those units. Because it's not like 1 or 2 500 HP heavies. There's like 10 in a way, or 10 in a battle. And then you have 2 battles back to back potentially where you're dealing with them. All the complaining aside, what are we actually taking here? Maybe Wildwood Sap, even though I find it generally underwhelming. Restoration Detonation is a card that I will never not be angry about. But I think we're taking it here. It's actually pretty decent with Cultivating Sentient, though I don't really want to rely on Cultivating. Nonetheless, we'll take it. And I will skip those. There's at least one way with 2 times 500 HP dudes and another fatty, right? Yes. Yes, it is. Molten Encasement Start is great. Kind of. The problem is that Molten Encasement does not work with everything else we've got presented. Obviously, we can pivot to a different sort of strategy, but like Sentient needs to be taking hits. Thorned Hollow needs to be taking hits to do anything, so not incredibly useful for me at the moment. So I could go here looking for like Holdover, Restoration, Detonation. Not bad. At least, well, especially for the early game. I can still go to a Merchant of Steel afterwards if I wanted. On the other hand, I do have Pyrestone Housing, so like getting unit upgrades, get started, is helpful. Because I have more time to be picky and to like piece together a powerful unit. Obviously, there are some good Remnant units that I could get. Namely, Paraffin Enforcer, though I'm not well set up for Paraffin Enforcer, but it is a strong unit. Or like Bounty Stalker, Big Sludge, or even like Wickless Baron or Paraffin Thug could all be good. I'm sort of inclined to go here, though. But I don't... Alright, let's go here. Okay, I will take the Animus of Will. There's a good chance that we kind of pivot off of it later for reasons. Okay. Doing this. We're doing this. And that's just gonna have to be good for now. Oh no, Animus of Boredom. Yeah. It's not a particularly interesting strategy most of the time. And our extra capacity went there. Alright, whatever. You're going here. And then you're going to be back up for later. Sure. We'll give you one of those. Since we are up against the Spikes boss, the single reason why I despise Awoken? Really? Animus of Will is why you despise it? No, the Collector. I mean, I think Awoken is sort of a boring clan in general. They've got some useful things, but they're not particularly interesting. I'm sorry, we're doing this differently, I think. Oh god, the lower Ember is annoying. Yeah. Anyways, Awoken's like fine. They're not particularly exciting though. Just out of curiosity, what does this look like? Not enough. Yeah, true, they have some strategies that seem interesting with their best stuff. Gets the stat sticks. Yeah, more or less. Kind of. There we go. Unsurprisingly, that's enough. Like, Awoken were definitely designed to be a fairly simple clan. And now that they're no longer one of the starting clans, I would really like to see them get retooled to be a bit more interesting. But, who knows. Kind of want the Vine Grasp for a variety of reasons. But it's not nearly as good in Monster Train 2. What I would really like is just Cursed Vines, the artifact. That gives me a Vine Grasp every turn. Could take the Sharpen. Don't really want the Sharpen. Wildwood Sap is a maybe. It's a maybe. Alright, we'll take the Vine Grasp. We'll see what we can do. We're going to skip those. And then we're going here. Could go for the Merchant of Arms, looking for like Bloodthirsty Blade or something. I don't know. We're going to go here though, even though I don't have a ton of gold. It's not exactly what I wanted. It was one of the potential options though. Also, should have looked at this. 100% wasn't thinking about it. Okay, well, interesting. We're going to take the Bounty Stalker. I think. I do also want Big Sludge, though. But I think Bounty Stalker is the better play for us here. So, we'll take the Bounty Stalker. It is clumsy, it is whatever, we'll figure it out. I badly need gold. Oh, this is the thing. Okay, not in love with this. We're doing this anyways. Here we go. I badly need gold, and I badly need to get rid of units. Also, knockback Archeon does cause some problems for us. So, you're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. And we are not going to play out any other units for the time being and see if we can make this work. Okay, Bounty Stalker's dead. Give me back my sweet, beautiful child. We'll just play you there. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Yeah, unfortunately, don't have I don't have a primitive mold to reform our dude. I know that by using the multiple holdover things, I am slowing that process down. Oh well. That's just part of the deal, I guess. I think we're still going to do this, even though I would like to get the regen from the restore. Yeah, that's about what I expected, unfortunately. We do some damage there. You've got a lot of spikes. And please bring back the right one. No! Why would it cooperate? Well, I tried. Doesn't matter. We get the kill. Would have been nice to get more power on the Bounty Stalker. I was definitely not well set up to utilize the Bounty Stalker, so I'm not upset about it by any means. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Unleash the Wildwood. I kind of want the Spreading Spores. Not taking the Spreading Spores. God, do I want a Vine Mother? Fine. I'll take a Vine Mother. And then we're taking Ember for now, though I also badly want Draw. We sort of kind of get extra draw now thanks to the stings the Vine Mother creates. But, you know, it's not the same thing. Okay. Fine. We'll take Explosive now. It is questionable. I will fully admit to that, but hey. Not what I was hoping for. Alright, well, let's get rid of some of our units. Because currently they are essentially dead weight in the deck. And I need them gone to better utilize the Bounty Stalker. Again, not really in a great position to utilize the Bounty Stalker, but I gotta at least try. I drafted it, therefore I'm going to try to use it. Admittedly, did kind of forget that it was these guys. Okay, I do actually want you to get some of those kills this turn so that we don't have as much corruption going on top floor. But we'll see what we can do. Well, unfortunately, it takes a while for the Bounty Stalker to die. Luckily, we get to bring him back, and that's something. Yeah, we do have a fair bit of corruption on things already. Technically, we can reform them if they die, but that's not really a feasible plan at the moment. Oh, he's not for the most part. I'm just gonna ditch one of the restoration detonations so that I have a better chance of getting the reform when I want it. We'll just keep going. It would be nice to build up more regen, but I'm not particularly good at doing that right now. Okay, we will kill you. I could play the Molten Encasement and do some stuff. I don't think I need to. Well, here we are. The stings don't do anything for us. Yeah, and then it's all on our wonderful top floor entities. Which, no surprise, they got it covered since I have 156 spikes and Corrin attacks twice for moderate damage, and that adds up pretty quickly. Alright. I mean, the Awake is not bad. Neither is the Focus Growth, kind of. But, like, the Awake is both health and regen, and the regen is nice. I just don't think it's what I really want in the long term. Hate that I'm taking it, but resin removal is good. It just annoys me. What would I do? Great question. Not sure. Room of Silence, or Zone of Silence might be nice. I think we're just doing this, though. Though I do appreciate the removals, but fine. Nope. Okay, well, interesting. I'm gonna take Zone of Silence, though I'm not exactly sure what the plan is. Fine. I'm gonna do this just to guarantee that we get the Thorn Hollow up past, you know, a concerning level of HP at the beginning of the fight. Since it does not start at max health. Having the large stone on it also mitigates that problem, but so be it. Here we are. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, I would really appreciate the Bogworm Pyre focusing on the single floor. That would be nice. Also, I was kind of hoping to get what am I trying to say? Great question. I was kind of hoping to get something else holdover so I could put it on one of the primitive molds, I think is what I was trying to say. Also, unfortunately with the reanimate, these guys are sort of an issue. At least if I'm relying on being on top floor. I am currently going to take a lot of damage because of Heaven's Seal. I don't think this is very feasible. Collector escape sadness. Yeah. Oh, that just straight up kills me. 100%. I knew it was going to be a lot of damage. Didn't realize it was going to kill me. Well, that's what I get for not doing any math and just going on gut instinct. Yep, that was embarrassingly bad. I mean, we didn't have a great deck yet either way, and it legitimately probably needed to have not taken the trial there. I just hate Heaven's Seal. I think it's okay for it to exist, and I do think it's good for there to be some tougher trials. Even if I take every trial all the time forever. Which, admittedly, again, if I'm really going for win streaks, I shouldn't always default to them on all the time. I just enjoy the extra challenge. Yes, I understand why it exists, doesn't mean I like it. No, I understand that, like, it is annoying. But I think it's good for it to be in the game. Also, I do think it's better that's only 150 health now rather than a full heal. It still, in many cases, equates to being a full heal, but it's not quite as egregious and heartbreaking. Though a lot of enemies have higher attack than they did in Monster Train 1, so, you know, even if they're not healing to full, it is still very punishing. Anyways, let's do... God, I do really just have the last... I've only got 3 champions to go now. So it's a lot of playing... Oh, well, I'm sorry, 4 champions. So it's a lot of playing those same champions. Let's play Fade, I guess, even though we've been playing a lot of Remnant. The question is, do I want to save Fade and Hellhorned or Fade and Awoken? And I think I would prefer to save Fade Hellhorned. Though neither of these is... That's not the right blue clan. Just talked about how I want to save that. Yeah, we'll save the Root Seed, or we'll use the Root Seeds, not the Restores. And then we start with Thorned Hollow. Okay, well... Now, what if I could take both of those? I guess we take Thorn Fruit. I was considering taking Little Icarus if it showed here, and then it didn't. Okay, what do I want? I wish we had Curse of Vines instead of Thorn Fruit, because it would allow us to kill Firelight turn 1 reliably. And we're up against Entropy, which I feel like I haven't seen in a while, even though I know that's not true. I don't know. I think we're probably taking Firelight. Yeah, we'll go Firelight. I have a decent start for it since I have the Hallowed Drippings. Obviously, I don't have a great unit to pair it with yet, in that Thorned Hollow is definitely not our ideal choice. But, hey... you're just dying to attack, so I can still use that there with impunity. In the ideal world, we would have gotten like both Spear Stewards together and then played those and had Fade start buffing them, because I'd get a lot more value out of the buffs, essentially. But that's just not happening. And that's fine. Okay, and we did a chunk of damage. Not as much as I would have hoped, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, I don't think we want to play out the Spear Steward. I think anything that we reform is going to be better for us. Well, that's the one we actually wanted to get back. Also, I recognize, actually should have just taken the Spear Steward, because this one's burning out. Or is it better to do the Shield Steward? Might be. No, I think the other one was like 90 something. Yeah, had we gone back the Hollow, that would have been the ideal. Nope, I can't math. This is 100% worse. Which makes sense to me, because it's burning out after one turn, since Fade isn't dying on the first attack. But I just definitely looked at it wrong. Again, why am I doing that? I should be playing you out. It's fine. I know I'm doing less damage than I could be since I didn't play the Root Seeds. Whatever, it's fine. Maybe mattered, don't think it did. Actually, probably did. Either way. Let's take the Driftfall. We... maybe take the Glimmer. Yeah, don't love it. And we're not in great shape. Hard to believe we're only 26 crowns away from the end of round 1. Round 2 will be harder, getting 180 while doing handstand, but this is all good practice. I mean, the two major things I'm going to do after this at some point, probably not immediately, but the two major things that I want to do is, at some point, all 180 crowns in one long win streak, though that sounds torturous, just because it's going to be so long. And the more reasonable thing to do is the Hat Trick Challenge, which I've done several times in Monster Train 1, but haven't done in Monster Train 2 yet. Wherein you do 3 back-to-back runs with a champion, same clan combo for each run, and each run you have to pick one of their different champion paths, and any cards that you win with in one of those runs cannot be used in the subsequent runs. So you have to kind of budget the cards from the clan combo across 3 runs. Which I think is a lot of fun, and definitely makes things a lot harder in a lot of ways. But it's a lot of fun, so I definitely want to do that in Monster Train 2 as well. Alright, so here's the deal. We don't have a lot of life. And I think I want to go here, part because I want the Awoken banner. Ideally, I want, like, Animus of Will. Going here, though, like, just getting any upgrades from Merchant of Steel would be really appreciated. Nonetheless, we're doing this. See what we can do. God, why? Why Vine Mother? I mean, I kind of want to take it just for the sake of taking it. But it is bad. But I do need to master it, and I kind of want to take it anyways. I mean, 100% we're better served taking the Shattered Shell. So, whatever. We'll take the Shattered Shell. And actually try not to die. Yeah, unfortunately I can't afford this spell chain, and I really wish that I could. Because that would be nice for a number of different options, but so be it. Well, Mark of Invasion is exactly the sort of reason why we wanted the Shattered Shell. Okay, we're going to do it this way so I can minimize the damage coming in onto the Shattered Shell. Also, I would very much like to get, yeah, a Spear Steward to combo here. Unfortunately, you're not dying. Which wouldn't be a huge deal, except that I don't have a ton of HP to spare right here. Also, if it wasn't clear, we didn't play out most of our units so that we could ensure that we were in better shape to deal with Fade. As in, so that we wouldn't be clogging the Reform pool. Because it's very important that we get Fade back every time. Because if we don't, we suffer. And we do still have one more Hallowed Dripping, so we can extend your burnout. Do I want to play Fade here? I guess yes, and just get a little bit of damage on you. So we're definitely getting Prudent Molds next turn. So I'm going to play out the Calcified Ember now, because I would just like to get rid of it. Yeah, and then we still have enough for the other one, since we didn't get Fade back. Okay, and that is enough for the kill. If needed, I was going to use the Glimmer and stuff, and kill the backliner, which would probably buy us a little bit of extra time. But we got there. We're still at low health, but we're not dead. Yeah, I'll take another Driftfall. The Purifying Cleanse is nice for reasons. We are going to skip here, and then 100% we're... Oh, it is Pyre Hunter. Okay. That does put us in a bad spot. God, we don't get another Merchant of Steel forever. Oof. Yeah, that's bad. I mean, we do have the Driftfalls to sort of mitigate issues, but they're not on holdover, so we can't rely on them. I feel like I have to heal, but like not having a Merchant of Steel for that long is really bad. I mean, if I get like Bloodthirsty Blade to put on the sweep unit, it of course matters a lot less. Not really what I want to do. Anyways, we're gonna go here. We'll just hope that we can see it through. Fine. Certainly not what I was hoping for. Well, definitely not as successful as one had desired. Similarly, not great here. There are sort of ways I could get around the Ember Drain. So it might still be okay to take the Furnace Tap. And it is overall interesting. I don't know that I can justify it to myself to take it, but I do kind of want to. And then, of course, Shroud Mitosis and Shroud Spike are both absolutely worthless for us because we don't have morsels, so we can't do anything with them. Barring, you know, seeing a very specific other event and then picking up morsels from that. And that is just not happening and definitely not worth betting on. So here's the deal. I kind of want to take the Furnace Tap, especially because we have Life Mother's Pyre, and fuck it, we'll take it. Chances that it ends up being useful for us are low, but see what we can do. We also might not even make it past Archeon, so we'll see what happens. Okay, we are putting down units just to help delay him killing us. We are also dazing him a bit, which is also going to help. Okay, so Fade's going to burn out first, which means that everything is going to be okay. I'm going to do the Root Seed so that we draw into things faster, even if we take the damage now. Okay, we don't have to worry about burnout anymore. I didn't totally want to fill up the train there, but it's more important that we don't take the damage. Hopefully, at least. Okay. And Fade is doing us the courtesy of dying. And then do we want to Dripfall you, or do we want to Dripfall you? I think we want to Dripfall you. Especially because the Shatter Shell does kill him, which then gets us both the Harvest procs and it gets us the Slay trigger. It overall works out rather well. Okay, I could have Dripfalled Archeon, but I did want him to kill Fade, so, you know, no point. And now we're in a commanding position. And it's all going okay. Yeah. I mean, even though we had a not very productive Merchant of Steel, you know, we're fine. Do I want to swap to Howdalls? Kind of. It is sort of awkward for us, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Yeah, we'll take that. Nope. Though that does mean the Furnace Tap is no longer really feasible, which is fine. In the ideal world, we get Curse Vines, so then we can reposition Fade to the front of the floor every time we do the Hallowed Halls. Do we want Draw? Kind of. Do we want Ember? Probably. Do we want Capacity? Sort of, yes. But I think we'll take Ember for now. We definitely want to go here. I kind of wanted to go to the Merchant of Trinkets looking for Curse of Vines, but you know, we can't rely on that because it likely wouldn't show up and I don't have the money for it even if it does. Regardless, you're looking a lot better now. Okay. We're just gonna dupe the Hallowed Halls. Call that good. Yeah, let's dupe the Hallowed Halls again. That's basically what we're gonna do every turn. And by basically, I mean that is what we're gonna do every turn. We do make you sort of terrifyingly strong. Again, unfortunately, the problem with doing Hallowed Halls with Firelight Fade is that the ordering matters a ton. I did actually want... Well, it doesn't matter. But the ordering matters, because if Fade... If Fade is not in front of the dudes, then she doesn't trigger her buffs on them. Like, we're still getting the power of the Reform from the Hallowed Halls, but relying on Fade is a lot weaker without it. Also, I'm pretty confident this doesn't work. Pretty sure we need to not be on bottom floor. I don't even know why I was trying to set up on bottom floor, other than just have it. But yeah, the one escapee is absolutely going to murder us. Oops. So yeah, instead we're going to do it correctly, where we don't get ourselves killed. And then everything goes much better for us. But yeah, this is mostly what we're going to be doing every turn from here on out. And just hoping that Fade ends up in the right spot. Did we magic mirror halls or what happened? Skip like 5 minutes. So we have Life Mother's Pyre, so we can dupe it at will. So that's what we did. Sadly, can't get the Collector. I will let them kill a Spear Steward because I can fit that. Because Hallowed Halls goes until you have overstacked a floor. And so no matter what ordering to get brought back, we will still have enough capacity. He's not nearly as strong as the others, mind you, but It does fit, and an extra body is an extra body, and that's what we want. It is frustrating that we very often don't actually get Fade's bonus. But the more units I have on the floor, the less likely it is to hit nobody. I do want to play the Calcified Ember, but I don't trust not playing at the Hallowed Halls right now, so we're gonna play at the Hallowed Halls. Oh yeah, sure, Magic Mirror at home, I see. Yep. Most disappointing thing is no Wickless Tycoon. I mean, that I can live without, but it would be nice, for sure. I also wish Hallowed Halls didn't take quite so long to play out this entire animation. It just takes a weirdly deliberate amount of time to spawn each unit. Okay, Corrin does have a somewhat scary group of people. That is not the card I meant to play. I accidentally picked it up when I was trying to do the halls. Okay. That said, I will do this here because it does actually wipe a lot of enemies. And I think that's useful for us to do. Like, we might be fine as is just because, you know, the Baron is pretty chunky. I am going to skip one of the halls just so I don't have to take the pyro damage because I'm pretty confident that I have this even with just 2 of them. Yeah, no surprise. But for my own enjoyment. Ta-da! Hallowed Halls is busted when you build into it. Yeah, it is less good than Monster Train 1 for reasons, kind of. I mean, it's got pros and cons. But yeah, it is very good. A little, like, boringly so, but that's fine. As long as you're not seeing it all the time, I think it's fun to build into sometimes. And there are definitely times when it is not appropriate for your deck. That said, we don't need Engulfed in Smoke, we don't need Resin Removal. Here we are. Looks like we are already able to kill the Titans, just need a little bit more health. Yeah, pretty much. Don't need those. I mean, the Pyrogrow kind of, sort of, might be helpful, but I am just not going to worry about it. I just want the Merchant of Steel, really. Actually, I'm going to go here just looking for Curse of Vines. It's not a perfect solution to my issues, but it's cute. Sure. I mean, Golden Idol is good. Jackstrip's also good. Fine, I'll take it. You know what? Fuck it, we're taking that too. Even though I do kind of just want to hold on to the gold going into the next ring since we're finally at another Merchant of Steel. I have a lot of things to purge from this deck. Oh well. Okay, you're gonna die. I suppose wrong order. Doesn't really matter. He's not gonna contribute whether he's sapped or not. So, poor guy. That's just how life is sometimes. I mean, technically, I could have dazed the guy who murdered him, but, it just wasn't meant to be. Okay, no. Goddamn collectors. Agreed one out, otherwise I thought Sketches would be pretty good. Sort of. It would be decent, not totally necessary for this deck, though. But, like, yes, I sort of could have utilized it. But I think Golden Idol with Pyrostone Housing is more important to me. And just in general, Golden Idol is very nice to have. And then the Jack Strips greatly reduces our possible fail cases. It's basically a draw, but has the potential to brick our Hallowed Halls. You're talking about Sketches. Yeah, kind of. It would basically have to be coupled with some removals right at the time we use it. Or it gets real risky real fast. And I did not have enough gold to utilize it well at that point. But either we're fine. Don't need Sketches. Should be fine against the boss. As soon as we remove most of the things, it seems pointless. Well, the point is that we can use it to overstack a floor so that we get one more unit for the Hallowed Halls. And so that is nice. I don't think it's mostly going to matter. But there is like an actual use case for it. I'm just going to do one of these because I want to get rid of the Calcified Ember. Because I'm pretty reasonably confident we can get through all this. Especially when the Baron ends up in front. Like, he does do a lot of damage per hit, but it does not matter when we're rocking like 400 HP. Even if we're not particularly fast at getting through to reanimate. Not as bad as having just one single attack on the floor, but yeah. Don't think we want Memories of the Melted, but you know what? Fuck it. We're taking it. It's one of those cards I still haven't mastered. I'll skip on that, even though it could be cute. And we are finally going here. Also the heal, not unwelcome. Draw the whole deck with Awoken Spike and Memories of the Melted. Yeah, if only. If only you could. Do I want Titanite? Kind of. I think that's overkill. Yeah. Okay, well, Endless is not what we wanted. But we will take Baron number 2. Okay, so let's get rid of you, and you. And you. I mean, it doesn't matter too much what's in our deck. Basically, we just play the Hallowed Halls every turn. So, like, that's the plan. Okay. Well, let's get a bunch more embers so that we can give him the furnace tap and then get rid of it, just so we don't have to draw it later. Actually, the best arrangement for once. How exciting. And I do need you not to be dazed if I want Faye to die. So, there we go. Sweep unit takes out what it can kill first. Sadly, not quite strong enough to kill the cherub, but it's all good. Takes so long to play out all the hallowed halls. But eventually we get there. Okay. Look at us go. Truly engaging gameplay. I mean, like, it is cool from, like, a numbers go up sort of perspective. And it is satisfying to see your deck come together. But yeah, our deck is very much just play the same cards every turn. With no real thought into it, since it is damage scaling, health scaling, a full heal, and even gets rid of all debuffs as well. Like, it's just good. Even if reform scaling is kind of slow. Doesn't matter, especially when we have Fade also throwing buffs into the mix. Although, again, it'd be nice if she were more controllable on where she ended up in the floor. But alas, she is not. So sometimes my units get buffs from her, and sometimes they don't. But at least they're always getting the reform buff. And Kale's dead. Look at us go. Yeah, ending up with the sweep unit in front there was nice. Perfect order again. Yeah, that's the only reason we got the kill that turn. Okay, you are in the way. She heard something outside, and she has leapt into action to stare at the window. But in doing so, she was standing right where my hand needs to be. Regardless, I'm pretty sure we're skipping these. If I didn't have Intrinsic on the Hallowed Halls, absolutely I would take the Rail Spike. But as is, basically it's always going to be not helpful for me. I'm just going to take Capacity, I guess. It'll make sense in a moment. Well, I'm going to, I guess, make one more of these out of... Oh, I forgot that I had the Duke right here. Whoops. Okay, well, we're gonna make one more of them, even though it's not totally perfect. Real Spike could have been time to make the halls free, or does that not matter for anything? Well, you say rocks. Are you talking about the Vengeful Shards? If so, I don't care. Does not matter to me. We're basically, like, 4 of our draws, or 3 of our draws every turn are just the Hallowed Halls. Like, the amount of turns where we're going to be drawing the Vengeful Shards is low to begin with. since I don't have additional draw outside of the Thorn Fruit, which I technically don't even have to play the Stings if I don't want to. And then, even that aside, so what? Like, it doesn't matter to me. I am near full health. It's just is not actually important to me. I actually might be fine on bottom floor. I was just not certain that would be strong enough for Heaven's Seal. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. We do gain a ton of power just right off the bat. And especially if Fade ends up in the right position, it'll be great. If not, it'll be a little annoying, but, you know. Okay, well, let's make this even better by doing this. Really need you to not be in the back, Fade. Oh, no, I did fuck it up. Okay, I can't do it like this. I couldn't remember if it was going to have this possibility. Okay. Because, yeah, we ended up in a situation where I just didn't get Fade back. Unless I'm crazy, and I did get Fade and I didn't notice, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, I really need you to not be in the back. God, really fucking unlucky, but it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't matter if I get hit here, even if I get the corruption on my dudes. So what? Because we just wipe it away with the Hallowed Halls on the next turn. And then one of these days, Fade will end up in the front. Excellent. How kind of you to grace us with your presence. Sadly, she doesn't die to the enemies because she's too strong for that, but hey. Fade is trying to make it a little more fair. How dare she? Truly unacceptable. Yes, look at all those beautiful, beautiful stats. Similarly, by the way, I know I haven't mentioned it, but it's not just Fade's positioning that matters. The Barons that are further back also get higher stats. Because they see the deaths of everything in front of them. And so that's also nice. Failing at it, though, yeah. Despite her efforts, there's no way that Fade is going to make this a challenge for us. We just get so much stats. And again, we're, you know, essentially getting a free heal on everything, too, every turn. Like, yeah, we're going to... I was going to say we're also going to get melee weakness back, but we're not up against Savagery. I keep thinking we're up against Savagery. We're not. We're up against Entropy. Which is, admittedly, a bit of a pain for us. Mostly not a big deal, especially since I have Jack Strips. So I can just set up on a higher floor and watch as most of the enemies are dead before they get to us. Or not most of the enemies, but all the problematic enemies. Only Hallowed Halls didn't take so long to spit them back out. Yes. Stats upon stats upon stats. Don't mind me. Going through the tedious process of Hallowed Halsing. But we're almost at the end of this battle. Every time Fade ends up not in front, it does make me cry. First tap MVP, you know it. Just for my own enjoyment, we are going to play out the spells. Yeah, it gives her spikes, but like, oh no. I imagine we'll make it work regardless somehow. Alright. A mere 800-ish attack on each of my Barons, and only 300 on the Shattered Shell. I wonder how many spikes per can she might need to win this. A lot. Whole lot. Okay. Well, we're gonna skip on those. You know what? Fuck, we'll take Fatal Melting. I need to master these cards at some point. I've been putting it off. It's still not the craziest Halls deck I've seen. Oh, not even close to it. Don't get me wrong. It's an endless Halls deck with Spike, Awoken Rail Spike, redrawing Halls endlessly for infinite Halls 1 turn. Yes. To be fair, I think basically every infinite is boring. But yes, that is definitely a thing. So we're going here. Don't really need the Titanite. I wanted this earlier. I'm going to take it just for the sake of it. And I'll take that, I guess, because not helpful. Okay, so let's at least remove these. Okay, so perform random units to this floor until it exceeds its capacity. And just to double check, I have 4, 5, 6, so I can fit one more unit. So it should work to have another Baron. I feel like, well, whatever. I mean, I could take the upgrades. It doesn't matter. Well, you know what? For my own enjoyment, we're gonna do this. Not helpful. Quick on the Street would make every order perfect, right? Not that matter. Yes. Also, already had the dupe. Forgot already. We're just gonna do another drip fall. That's fine. That's not the one. That's the one. Okay. Who cares? Done. Easy. Yeah, of course, endless clicking is boring, but just funny that's possible. Oh, for sure. But in general, I'd be happy to see most or all of the infinites removed at some point. First have removed, how will we win now? Great question. Okay, so you go down, you go down. And then the waves come out. Unfortunately, Fade doesn't cooperate. Finally, some money. Yep. Okay. There we go. Oh no, I'm making the enemies stronger. technically he survives the sweep attack and then gets to counterattack. Not a big deal. And if we really needed to, we could have done other things. Unfortunately, the Silence Dude is here. I did mean to set up on mid-floor for this exact reason, and I didn't. I'm a bit confused why we don't have 6 health hulls, so we don't have to draw anything at all, because I don't have enough Ember for that, and in the Titan fight, I'm going to have 1 Ember devoted to the Pyrolite every time, so I just figured I wouldn't bother, and I'd put that cash elsewhere. All I hear is excuses. You're not wrong. Hey, if I could have gotten remove, consume, and hold over on Memories of the Melted, I would have done it. That was not a thing that lined up, unsurprisingly. And we even made them strong enough to kill Fades, so they so kindly give us even more buffs. As we then don't kill Seraph, but we do a lot of damage. The very satisfying waves of death. Although the a lot less satisfying situation of Fade in back. Sure, I'll play out both of those and leave one of the halls unplayed. Just for the sake of it. Fucking... Okay, you're dead, at least. We'll just gain a casual 77. Yes, I could have gained more by doing the halls first. It's fine. My level of concern is strikingly low. The amount of times that Fate has been at or very close to the back has been way too high. Ta-da! Look at us go. And we're back up to 500, well, 450 gold already. And thus we shall fight the Titans. Okay, so, Fade goes in front. That's the one major thing. And you go there, and everything's good. I mean, I guess it's technically important that the Baron is the one in back as well. Though, the degree to which that matters is very unimportant. Alright, if we really wanted to, we could daze Dominion as well. I did not really want to, so we're not going to. Alright, we'll play that because it's in our hand, and why not? Okay. So many Barons. That takes so long to play our turns. Just gonna have to wait for the animations even at max speed. But we're getting there. Fade was even kind enough to be in front or close to the front, like twice. You know what? We'll do that too. Like, we shouldn't really have problems with wave clear, even with savagery. Oh no, we got sapped. However, shall we handle such a fate? And yes, we are feeding them a lot of harvest, but it doesn't matter because we're stronger and we have quick. Kind of. Okay, and now the Shattered Shell is strong enough to kill these guys before they can attack. How exciting beyond compare. Yes, the waves of health. Sadly, they're not strong enough to kill Fade on their own, so I must do it myself. Stop ending up in back, Fade. It's just the worst. God. Yeah, I meant to not play out one of those so I could still play the Firelight. I spaced out and all that. I'm not going to redo the turn though, so we just accept that we're a little unfortunately weaker than we could have been. Or more specifically, the units are strong, but Dominion took less damage than I wanted. We're almost there. I mean, again, we're like, I can stop playing up the Halidals. We've got plenty of HP. I'm just waiting for Dominion to die. Maybe the Titan should have a shared HP pool and be quite a bit stronger. I think that is one idea that would be a lot better than what we currently have. I also think they could just redo Dominion to not be based around Firelight. They could also make it so you can actually kill the Titans individually, so that it feels like there's some progress that's being made as you take them down to 1 HP. I mean, Dominion's not the only problem. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of problems in this fight. Dominion is only a symptom of that, and it just looks like the most prominent symptom because this is the way that I play. There are other ways to play where you can and whatever. Like, Dominion being able to be pulled down and sending 3 each turn would also go a long way. Yeah, kind of, except that most clans don't have access to Descend. And also, Descend cards are already strong. And so, like, part of the issue of the fight is that a lot of... You don't want to make things too clan combo dependent, or to like make already dominant strategies even more dominant. The waiting in them tonight is definitely annoying. Being able to kill them one by one, enhancing the remaining ones would be interesting as well. Yeah, that's what I've wanted for a long time. Or to just fully rework the fight, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, I've definitely wanted something along the lines of you can kill them individually, it buffs the remaining ones, or changes the fight in some way. And so there is some, like, real thought, hopefully, on, like, which one do you focus down, or do you build your deck in mind with... I just want, like... I want there to be something that I actually care about in this fight, and currently, there's not. Does the minus 2 HP from Rage Sharp Edge still work to kill them all instantly? Yes, it does. But that's just because they haven't done a patch yet, and I'm confident that will get fixed whenever they do their patch. Like, it's just been a while since they've had a patch, and it's clear that's all getting saved for the Lost Arsenal update. So I assume there's going to be a bunch of bug fixes in addition to all the balance changes and new cards and all that jazz. But who knows when that patch is actually going to be. But yeah. Yeah, if I had not skipped the Pyrelight that one turn, we would have finished it already. There. Die. Oh, man. But yes, I very much hate waiting for them to die. And again, just like, there's nothing particularly interesting about the fight. Like, beyond the fact that it's a Pyre HP check, which is different from every other fight in the game. But I don't think that's good for the game. I don't think it's particularly interesting. But, like, other bosses have meaningful waves to be aware of. Like, Entropy Seraph has the Silencers. Savagery has the very terrifying sweep units and has the amalgams. Dominion Seraph has the Scourge dudes and has the reanimate enemies, which means you have to have like more hits to deal with them rather than just like raw high damage. And again, they have like unique passives that actually like matter to some degree. Savagery Seraph being the least important one, which is just more damage basically. And there's none of that for the Titan fight, basically. Because their passives are essentially deal more damage to your Pyre. Entropy's the only one that sort of matters, and that's because it provides sap. It at least gives you the choice on whether to sap your units or, you know, take Pyre damage. Though taking the sap is still almost always the right choice. And, like, technically, Dominion does something, but all it boils down to is a 1 Ember per turn tax, and that is incredibly boring to me. Especially because it's not even really a choice, because if you don't play it, then it takes so long. Like, his HP pool is scaled around the expectation that you are playing the Pyrelight every turn. And so I would way prefer just something else. I kind of like that the Titan fight makes Pyre health more relevant. I have heard that sentiment a lot, and I sort of agree with it, but I think the cons outweigh the pros in that area. Because, like, yes, it's kind of nice that it makes the other battles a little more relevant around, like, how much damage did you take over the course of the run. That's kind of cool. On the other hand, what it does is, especially as you get towards the end of the run, if you're playing to fight the Titans every time, you can end up in a situation where you had a bad battle and now you have like 20 HP, and so your choice of routing is made for you because you basically have to go to the Pyre heal. You don't really get to choose your route. And I think that's pretty lame in a game that is all about refining your deck and making choices. It's pretty lame to have your route essentially chosen for you. Among other things. Like, it also just irks me that, you know, not every deck builder is this way. But one thing I've always appreciated about Monster Train is that you always have a chance to, like, pivot into a win. Like, you can have a bad battle, and you have a chance to kind of refine your deck, refine your strategy, and recover. Like, just because you had one bad battle does not mean you have lost. Except, now, with the Titans, if you, like, have a bad Seraph fight, and you go down to 2 HP, you may have scraped out a win there, but it doesn't matter, because you've essentially already lost to the Titans. Yes, it's possible to take 0 damage in the Titan fight, but it's unlikely, and that's more clan dependent. Only now have I noticed the gameplay advisor near the Mr. Streamer. Yeah, she hangs out often. Often you can't see her. We also have a emote for her, which I like pointing out because I think it's a very cute emote. But yeah, you often can't see her because she is usually laying either below my screen or on my hands or on the chair next to me that we call the co-pilot chair because that's where she sits. So she's here usually the entire time, but not always visible on stream. Maybe Pyre Shard should be if you skip on a node, you heal your Pyre. Yeah, I don't love that. Again, you run the risk of... It just has a bunch of knock-on problems, basically. But yeah, I understand and appreciate the sentiment that the Titan fight makes the rest of the damage you take in the run more relevant. And yes, I think that's kind of cool. But I think the knock-on problems of it, again, just way outweigh that. And I would much prefer the fight to be dramatically different. And also just, in general, the unbounded time limit of the fight, I think causes a bunch of problems as well. It just takes out basically all of the pressure. Like, the pressure is supposed to be replaced by the ticking time of your Pyre being hurt all the time. But I don't think that is great. Because you can easily end up... It's very easy to end up with a run, with a battle that takes like 20 turns, or you can even have it take like 30 turns where you're just slowly chipping away at the enemies. And you've gotten to a point where you're not taking Pyre damage, but you are not winning the fight in any reasonable speed. And that, I think, is bad design, that is possible. I think, in general, the battles in Monster Train work well because there's a time limit to every battle. So there is some tension between building up your defenses and building up your offenses and, preparing for the boss while managing your other problems that you have to deal with. Anyways, that is largely gone from the Titan fight, and I think that is for the worse. Anyways, rambling about that fight aside, it is time for me to go because it is late, and that's how that works. Cat, you are in the way. I will be gone for the weekend like normal. I will be back on Monday. We will play more Monster Train. Also next week... Yeah, Silksong comes out on the 4th, which looks to be Thursday, so we might play Silksong on Thursday. Who knows? It's a game I'm definitely looking forward to, so I'm going to play it one way or another. Might be on stream, might be in my own time. If you have preferences either way, feel free to let me know. Regardless, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I really do appreciate you being here night after night after night. Have a nice weekend. I will see you all on Monday.